I've got the exhibition work from Nature's Riches here. I thought it would be nice to give you a little look through exactly what you will receive from the Nature's Riches mini print set. So these are the original works behind from this piece called The Meadow, The Brooch, Crown, Nature's Riches, and on the other side the present. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of the work. 2 of the other pieces are over at JG Contemporary at the moment, and there's an 8th piece still to be decided that will go in the box set. But for now, I thought I would show you exactly what I will be sending through to all the people who have backed this Kickstarter project so far. Thank you very much for all your support. It's really appreciated, especially at the moment when things are so tricky for lots of artists. So here's my intention so far. I've created a promo set of prints. This is the card mailer that the works will be sent in. It will be taped down properly, and inside this is a first look at the presentation box. So this is what all you lovely people will be receiving. So inside the card mailer will be another box in a box, and there you can see the Nature's Riches presentation box. Now this box is a separate lid and underlayer, so the bottom tray is printed with separate artwork that you can see here, taken from the piece The Meadow. So I'm just going to do a little unboxing now and show you some of the goodies that you will receive. So just undoing this sticker here at the bottom. Even done a bit of testing with the sticker as well, you can see, just to make sure that we're not ripping the box or any of the artwork when we're taking these off. So yeah, seems to be unmarked, thankfully. But there we go, there you can see. And inside the box, all nicely protected, will be your Nature's Riches prints. So let's take a look inside. So here we go. So I'll take this sticker off here. You can see I've put on top of this set the first print, which has the information about Nature's Riches on there, with details about JG Contemporary Gallery run by my friend Jewel Goodby. And then we've got some information about Fluid Nation, who my friend Ben Minot has produced 2 mixes for this collection. A mix that he has just released called Solace, which is available now to listen to on Mixcloud, and also a mix that will be available from next week called Isolation. So the idea being that these 2 mixes, which are about 2.5 to 3 hours long each, will accompany the set of images. And when I talked about it with Ben, we talked about how it would be nice to have something that was similar to that feeling when you had an old vinyl record, and you could then look through the artwork whilst listening to a new album, to new songs, things you hadn't heard before. So we wanted to create a kind of experience whereby the music and the art were connected. And Ben has written these, put these mixes together especially for the Nature's Riches exhibition, so that they both accompany the exhibition, but also Ben shared them with me while I was making the work, so they also informed the pieces. So there's a real connection between what happens with the audio and what happens within the paintings. So this print, this gold foil print, appears on the back of each of the pieces of artwork. Now the artwork will also be signed and numbered in gold pen at the bottom corner. So these pieces are as yet unsigned, and let me just turn these around, just bring the camera down slightly so you can see this while I'm talking about this. Okay, so here we have a box lid, and I'll go through the pieces here. So this piece is the crown. So it's a reproduction of the original piece that was behind me, with a slightly different gold foil pattern. So what I've done is I've created a separate gold foil layer which has been printed over this. You can see they're fairly substantial. They're on a heavyweight 350 board, on an art board, and you can see there just how the gold foil kind of catches the light. Now I've presented these and framed them in different ways. They look great float mounted, whereby you kind of just lift them slightly above the background. And I've displayed a few. Some of you collected a couple of pieces from the last project, the Just Out of Reach print. These prints are exactly the same size as those, and they can be framed in the same manner. Now I just used a fairly cheap wooden frame from Amazon actually, and I took the glass out and just displayed it in the open frame. It looks really nice like that. Tried some of the prints in a white frame, some in a black frame, but it's obviously your personal preference to how you frame them. So let's go through the prints. So this piece is the crown. It was one of the first pieces, one of the early pieces created in the show. It references an advertising photograph taken of Natalie Portman, and the whole idea behind this was that it drew attention back to nature, so you'll be able to see the details much better if you pick up one of these prints. But you can see the floral details within the face. The original piece is painted using inks and teas, and sometimes small amounts of alcohol as well, and finished with gold leaf and crystals as well. So the original works have tiny little, almost like diamond-like crystals that reflect the light. Obviously it wasn't possible to incorporate these on here, which is why I kind of extended the gold leaf effect. So I'll just put this over in the box lid. So the next print is Nature's Riches. So this was the first piece painted for the show. Again, this was taken from an advertising campaign photograph, and the idea was to take imagery and return the attention back to nature. So the whole project's about keeping things simple. It's a focus on simplicity. The mixes that Ben has put together for this solace and isolation mix, they reflect that as well, that feeling of sort of contemplation, about thinking about how important the natural world is to us. And within these paintings, we have elements from nature replacing either jewelry or items within in the original image that were things like a bracelet or a jewel bracelet or something. So it's taking those and replacing it with sort of floral details. Okay, so that's Nature's Riches. I'll just give you a good look so you can see the foil reflecting there. The next piece is called The Meadow. So the intention with this piece was to create something that reflected a landscape. So again, it starts with an advertising image, and then within that was just to try and play around with subtly using sort of a very basic landscape. And I thought I'd play with the idea of having these kind of foreground foliage, which are all kind of drawn from my head. I don't tend to reference a lot of the plant forms that I draw. A lot of the work is free flowing. It's about being spontaneous. And if you've seen any of the videos of or live streams on Instagram of me creating these pieces, it's very much loosely thrown around inks and teas and things like that to create the patterns and shapes. And then I use these fountain pen then to add details to that. So this is my weapon of choice at the moment. So then all these little details in the leaves and the plants are added using a fountain pen. So there is the meadow, and just to show you again that each of the back pieces has the information about the show and a few links to the gallery, to Fluid Nation, and to my website as well. So just a little note, if you would like to buy one of these prints, you can do that by backing the Kickstarter project. It's quite simple really. You pledge for the number of prints that you would like to get as a reward for backing the project. And at the end of the project, you choose the designs. There's a simple checkout process where you choose by name the prints that you want. So you can order between 1 and 8 prints. If you order 4 or more prints, then you will receive the presentation box. If you order 1 to 3 prints, these will just be wrapped in tissue for you and sent in the white card mailer, which does a good job of protecting the prints. All the just out of reach prints were sent in that mailer, and they all seem to get through great. Okay, so we'll move on to the next print. They fit in this box quite tightly. So we have got in here, this is called The Present. And in a similar format to the other pieces, it was created based on an advertising campaign for jewellery. And replacing that jewellery again is these elements of nature. This piece has a kind of a common theme linked with a lot of the work where a single eye of the portrait is obscured. This is something that I did subconsciously through my work for quite a long time. If you go back and look through quite a lot of my paintings, you'll find that there's some kind of obscuring of one of the eyes in the piece. Don't know why, it just seems to have come out like that. Okay, so you can see the gold leaf there, and again the back print. Right, okay, so let's just flip through here because I seem to have popped in a double set of prints. There we go. Okay, let me take 2 more prints from here, 3 more, put those on the top. Okay, so the next print here, really wanted to include this print because it was painted at the same time that I was creating the rest of the series, but some of you will recognize this print because it was also the piece that was used for the reverse of the playing card project. It's a piece called Flourishing, which reflects the play on words of a flourish of playing cards. But I wanted to include it in this set because it was created at the same time. It was created with the same kind of mindset of the importance of nature and including the natural elements. And I just thought it was a strong piece that worked really well within the set, and it just seemed to fit really well. Okay, so that is Flourishing. The next piece here. So this was a painting created of a friend of mine who's a model called Olga Datsenko. It's a piece called Feel the Sunlight, which was recently exhibited in New Zealand. It's now on its way back home, hopefully. But yeah, you can see again, this piece has been changed slightly from the original to include an extra kind of element of the gold here, of the gold dripping, and it matches it in with a previous set of a previous print that I created for the last Kickstarter project. Again, you can see the details of the gold leaf and obviously the reverse prints as well. Okay, and finally, I think for this set is the piece, the brooch. And then there's the brooch element, which this refers to, which you'll be able to see a bit clearer. You can certainly see it clearer in the original work as well. Quite a lot of gold leaf elements on this, but I like the way it kind of, the gold kind of becomes lighter or kind of darker than the image, so it plays with the light quite a lot as well. So that is the set of 8 prints. So put those back together again. There's the box lid, the Nature's Riches set. So if you would like to get a set of those prints, you can find the details on Kickstarter. These prints are not available for sale separately. They will all be limited editions, and the limited editions size will be decided by the prints sold during the Kickstarter project. So they will be numbered according to the sales of each individual print. Now, for those of you who buy a box set of prints, you will receive the lowest edition numbers. So the box sets will be numbered first. And the reason for this is so that I can include a set of pieces that have the same number. So if you were the first person to pledge for a box set of prints, thank you very much. You will receive the prints inside numbered 1 to whatever the size of that individual print edition was, but they will all be number 1s. So you maybe have a 1 of 20, a 1 of 50 and a 1 of 70, depending on the number of individual prints within the edition. A little bit confusing, but it was the best way I could think of to allow the project to run and for people to be able to pick up individual prints as well. I know not all of you can afford a box set of prints or would even want the box set. So it allows you to pick up a single print if you'd like a single print. Okay, so that's pretty much all the information. Just another quick look at the box and the reverse there. Okay, great. Feel free to share information about the prints. Thank you all for your support, and I hope you enjoy these when they come through. Timing wise, we should be finishing this project in mid-June, and as soon as all orders are confirmed, production will begin. I anticipate production to only take 10 to 14 days, and delivery will be within 2 to 3 weeks from then. So you are looking towards mid-July for delivery of the Nature's Riches sets. Okay, thank you very much. I will be back soon with a live paint along to the new mixes provided by Ben Minot. I'm going to do a 6-hour Instagram live feed possibly next week. So if you get the chance, pop along, have a look. I'll be creating the piece from start to finish, and if I'm pleased with the piece at the end, it will be included in the box set as well. All right, thanks for listening.